Good morning. Let's come to the front of our mats. Bring your feet hip-width distance apart and place your hands at prayer position at your heart. Today, this is a practice in the hull of my boat. Shut down your eyes. Become aware of your inhalations and exhalations. Bend the knees, raise the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, fold over the legs. Allow the head to hang. Shake from side to side a little. Inhale, come up, halfway lift, and step back into your downward facing dog. Gather the elbows in, chaturanga push-up, and move into upward facing dog. And press back into your downward facing dog. Step the heels out, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Lower the knees to the mat and press back up. Repeat that a couple of times. Have a slight bend in the knees, nice long back. Breathe, relax into the pose. Step forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, crown of the head forward, fingertips on the shins or the earth. Bend the knees, raise up into chair pose. Lengthen through the legs, bring the hands down into prayer. It's a beautiful sattvic practice. Inhale, coming up into your chair, and exhaling, folding over the legs. Halfway lift, coming up. And stepping back into your high plank. Lower the knees if you need to into chaturanga push-up and move into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana upward dog. And back. Breathe and relax into downward facing dog. Checking in with your inhalations and exhalations. Feeling the length in the calf muscles, hamstrings. Go with the flow of the boat if you're on the boat, or if you're wanting to feel that seaweed type movement. If you're at home, just move slowly, slowly from side to side. Look forward between the hands, step or jump forward to the front of the mat, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, fold over the legs. Bend the knees, raise up like you're in chair pose. Hands together in prayer, lengthen through the legs and hands to heart. Inhale, come down into your chair, raising the arms up. Exhale, folding over the legs. Step back with the right foot to the back of the mat, coming up with the hands on the thighs into your high lunge. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Step the back foot on a 45-degree angle and go into our Padmasana pose. Folding over the legs, raising the right leg up behind you into standing splits. And stepping the feet back together, halfway lift, folding over the legs, breathe all breath out. Raising the arms up into your chair pose again. Lengthening through the legs, hands to heart and folding over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, stepping the left foot back to the back of the mat into your high lunge. Hands can be on the thighs or straight up towards the air. You can clasp the hands together and point the two pointer fingers. Exhaling, folding over the leg, bringing the left foot flat onto the mat. Then taking the weight into the right leg and raising the left leg up towards the sky for your standing splits. Bringing both feet together, toes touching. Exhaling, folding over the legs. Inhale, raise the arms up towards the sky. Bend the knees. This time, press the hips forward, chest forward, arch back a little or a lot, and then hands back to heart center. Bend the knees, moving back into your chair pose. Folding over the legs. Exhale all breath out. Feeling light and relaxed. Stepping back into your high plank, gathering those elbows in, coming down, lowering, hovering into chaturanga push-up, moving forward into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and then back into your downward facing dog. Breathe, relax here, making sure that the hands are spread. This time stepping the right foot forward, again between the hands, coming up into your Warrior One pose, and then unfolding into Warrior Two. Remembering to slightly tilt the pubic bone up, press down with the feet, grounding into the mat, into the earth beneath you. Nice strong arms. Keep breathing, relaxing. Now we're moving into our Trikonasana triangle pose, side tilting the pelvis over the legs, touching the right hand and raising the left hand up towards the sky. Keep taking those long, deep inhalations and exhalations in, sending that right hip back, left hip forward. Then inhale, coming up, going back into your Warrior Two pose. And now into our side angle pose, Parsvottanasana. I'm using the hull to support me a little as the boat is moving. And your right elbow's on the inside of the right leg, so they're sort of pressing into each other, and you're sweeping that right left hand over top of the head. You're really trying to move that right hip forward, left hip back to feel the opening. Right knee is bent. Keep breathing, relaxing. And windmill the hands back up, coming back into your Warrior Two pose. Windmill both hands down to either side of the foot and step it back into Downward Dog. Or move through your Vinyasa. Let's all meet in Adho Mukha Svanasana, Downward Facing Dog. Keep feeling the length in the spine. This time stepping the left foot forward between the legs. Between the hands, coming up into your Warrior One, unfolding into Warrior Two pose. Slightly tip that pelvis up. Nice strong arms. Adjusting your feet if you need to. Make sure when you gaze down you just see the big toe. Keep only thinking about your inhalations and your exhalations. Your heart is open and full. Your mind is clear. Your breath is your tool. Lengthen through the front leg, and we're side tilting the pelvis over the leg, allowing the hand to fall below the knee and raise the other up towards the sky. Trikonasana, such a beautiful pose, wonderful opening of the body. Keep breathing those inhalations in, exhalations out. Feel strong in the pose, grounding with the feet. Remembering not to have that arm in the air, back towards the wall at all. It's all in one line. Coming back up into your warrior two pose, and we're side angling Parsvottanasana, bringing that left elbow to the inside of the left knee and sweeping the right hand up and over top of the head. We send that right hip back, left hip open, forward. Enjoy the moment, enjoy the pose. Remembering if you're in an anchorage or even at home, if you're not feeling strong today or you're wanting to have some support, rest up against a bunk or a hull. Windmill both hands down to either side of the foot and step it back into downward facing dog. Lower down into your chaturanga push-up. Move into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward dog, and back into your downward facing dog. Stepping the right foot up again and stepping it towards between the hands, coming up onto the thigh with the hands. Get your stability, raising the arms up when you're ready, or you can leave them on the thigh if you like. Nice high lunge, pressing back with that left heel. As you see in the video, I'm rocking at times and I just get off balance and I'm using the bunk or I'm using the wall to support me. And this time we're twisting, we're taking the left elbow and placing it around the outside of the right knee, hands in prayer position. And again, as you see, I'm using the wall, I'm using the cupboards to rest my arm on. Still in prayer position. Of course, if you're not in the boat, you don't have to do it that way. Of course, you just stay in your prayer position, turning and looking off towards the right. Using those long, deep inhalations and exhalations, keeping your legs strong, your feet strong. Then move out of the pose, placing both hands to either side of the foot. Fold over the leg. Feeling that beautiful extension of the spine, way the gravity, how you're falling with the head towards the earth. Relax and breathe into it. And then bring the hands behind you, holding onto the wrists, the forearms, or in reverse prayer. If you're feeling you're not stable at all, you can always place the hands back down to the earth. Then unfold the arms back into your high plank, lower down into your chaturanga push-up, and slowly move up, opening up, expressing that chest into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog, moving back into your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe, relax. This time raising the left foot up and bringing it forward between the hands. Coming up, hands onto the thighs or raising them straight up for your high lunge. This is a particularly rocky day in the anchorage and I really felt like having an opening, a practice, And yeah, it is quite rolly. Great Keppel is so beautiful, but it has a lot of ocean swell, so a lot of the times there's a lot of movement on the boat. So in the hull sometimes is my best practice. So we're twisting now. We're taking that right elbow around the outside of the left knee. I'm using the hull again in this pose, and you can all do it in the house with the wall. Raising your hands up in prayer position, elbow up. Beautiful twist in those digestive organs. Relax and breathe. Make slight adjustments if you need to. Planting the feet. Just listen to the rhythmic breath that you have. Releasing the hands, placing them back down towards the earth. And then exhale, fold over the leg. Releasing, letting go. We try and press that left hip back as you fold the torso over the leg. Of course, if you're feeling uncomfortable or you're overextending, check in with yourself and move up a little if you need to. Making it nice and slow. Stepping back into your downward dog and moving into your high plank if you want to. Move into your vinyasa, chaturanga. Come up into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And press it back into your downward dog if you're not already there. Step or jump forward to the front of the mat. Inhale, lengthen through your spine, halfway lift, and then exhale, release all breath out as you fold over the legs. Clasp the hands behind you, or opening up the shoulders as you fold over the legs. If you need to create more width in with the feet, you can bring them hip width distance apart if you're feeling you're unstable. Always remember to use the flow of the boat, the movement of the boat, how you rock from side to side as the boat rocks. Try not to stand still. And even at home, it's actually quite a nice way to practice of just floating from side to side, moving and breathing, moving and breathing. Couple more breaths. Then release the hands, allow them to just fall to the earth. Bend the knees, come into your chair pose. Lengthen through the legs and hands to heart center. Stepping the right foot back towards the back of the mat. I beg your pardon, I'm confused too. I'm going to come to wide legs. So come step your legs nice and wide. And we're going to do forward fold, wide leg, standing forward fold. So I'm using the hull to rest my buttocks on a little bit. So extend through the legs and then exhale, fold over the legs. Your hands are directly underneath your chin. And they can be hip width distance apart, or if you feel you're quite comfortable holding on to the legs, not the legs, the feet I should say, and fold over the legs. The head or hair just rests to the earth. Lifting that buttocks up nice and high. One more breath. Keep breathing, relaxing. You'll notice the boat's rocking and my legs and buttocks are just bouncing off the wall. Come into your halfway lift. And clasp the hands behind you and exhale. fold over the legs, giving the shoulders a nice little opening again. And release the hands. Step from side to side a little. Notice my head is actually resting on the cupboards in front of me at times as well. So we're going to move into half splits. Yes, we're going to move into half splits. So turn and face the front of your mat again. And your left foot is forward and your right knee is on the earth. So just slowly press that left heel forward a little bit. And if you have the opening to walk that right heel back, and just ease into it if you're feeling that's too intense at all. And just adjust yourself. Then you can turn to the back of the mat. Now stepping the right foot forward and the left knee is back. Just slowly walk that right foot forward as much as you are comfortable with. Either have the hands onto the floor, or you can use the wall if you've got the wall access beside you to reach and come up, sort of like in a resting seated position, just hovering off the mat. If that's too intense, remember to back up a little bit, adjust the knees. This is a half splits pose, so if you're not familiar with doing half splits, it can be quite intense, so breathe and relax. You'll see me adjusting myself quite a bit in this pose. I was feeling quite tight this day. And that back leg is so important as well. If it's off center, it really makes you feel quite uncomfortable. So slowly step back down out of the pose as gracefully as you can and move back to the front of your mat. And then again, we're going to walk the left foot forward. Right knee can move back a little bit and can just rest, hovering, or dropping as deeply as the body allows. My teacher always says it took him 20 years to actually get his crutch to the floor. And I think I'm going to go in that direction as well. I'm still quite high. At times I can get one side's a little bit better than the other. And but today I was not feeling that opening at all. And I was feeling quite comfortable holding onto the wall there. You've got to be mindful of your knee that's resting as well, if that's too intense, or have a blanket or something underneath it to support it. And drag the left foot back to meet the right. And come up into your downward facing dog. Hover over the mat into your high plank, down into your chaturanga, move into your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and back into your downward facing dog. We sort of did 1.5 chandasanas like with our half splits. So if you're feeling like you've been left out a little bit on the other side, if you want to stretch again on that, turn to the back of your mat and do that again if you like. And step forward, and we're going into a malasana pose. So bring your feet as wide as the mat. The heels are pressing into the mat. You're sort of feeling that backward fall onto the heels. Hands are in prayer position. The elbows are resting on the insides of the legs. A beautiful spinal lengthening. If you're feeling you're having any back pain, or it's always a nice one to rest in as well. Then unfold and move down to the mat, and we're moving into bow pose. So reaching around, clasping onto the ankles. Now if you don't wish to do this one, you can always do locust pose, holding the hands out towards the sides like you're flying. Release the hands and press back into your downward facing dog. Back to the knees, and we're moving into camel pose. Spreading the hands, placing them behind the lower back, slightly tilting the pubic bone up, sternum presses towards the sky, and the head falls back. Let's just take it easy. We don't need to go into the full extension of the pose, but if you want to have a little bit more opening, placing the hands on the backs of the legs, go for it. Or the ankles if you are actually really feeling you need that today. So it's a great idea to watch yourself in a mirror when you do this pose, or take a photograph, because most of us lean back with the knees. So we really need to make sure we have those knees in one line with the hips. And let's drop the chin to chest and press back into downward facing dog. Raising the right leg up and stepping it forward between the hands again. We're going to move into pigeon pose. So slowly walk that right foot over towards the left side, left corner of the mat. Sort of move the body forward as you lower the chin to the earth. Adjust that right foot closer to the left knee or left hip if you need it. Or if you have more opening, you'll be up a lot closer and wider parallel with the top of the mat. So we're not going to fold over the legs today. It's always nice to support that foot onto the earth as well. Really press with the toes. Now today, if you like, we're going to, if you can, reach around, raise that left foot up and reach around and clasp onto that left foot. You'll feel quite and you're pressing back with that left foot towards the back of the mat. You're getting a stretch in those upper thigh muscles of the right leg, and an opening in the left leg, and an opening in the right hip. So I will take you out of that now. Press back as gently and as gracefully as possible to downward facing dog. And we'll go to the other side. This time the left leg raises and step it forward. And we're going to walk the left foot over towards the right side of the mat and lower the shin. Adjust your left foot towards the right hip if you need to. Feel comfortable with your hips squared towards the front. And then look behind at the back leg. Raise it up. Raise the foot up if you can, and see if you can clasp on. Just one hand if you like, with the left hand to the right ankle. You can always use a wall to help support you. Sometimes it's nice to have a wall in front of you. Currently I'm voiceovering this to you, so I'm pressing my hand into a wall in front of me. But in the video I'm actually reaching my hand to the side wall. So I know that's intense in that thigh and that right muscle. But breathe into it. If it's feeling uncomfortable, just come out. It's okay, and move back into your downward facing dog. Let's drop the knees towards the earth and come into a seated position for Paschimottanasana, seated forward fold. Remember, you can have the knees up slightly. Either have the hands behind you if you want to create some length, or move comfortably over the legs, holding onto the feet or the ankles. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, create some length, and exhale, fold over the legs. Feel the length in the whole back body, the calf muscles, the hamstrings. The whole spine is feeling the length, whole back body. So as I always do, I take 3 breaths in, I lengthen again through the spine, and then I exhale and I fold. And then I lengthen again through the spine and I exhale again. And I fold as deep and rest in that final resting place for 3 to 4 breaths. Sending those sit bones back towards the back of the mat. Come up slowly. We're going to go into wide leg seated forward fold, and you can see in this that obviously I'm in the hull, and even though our hulls are quite wide, it takes a little bit to move into the pose. So I'm pressing my lower back and my sit bones towards the wall. My legs are wide, and I'm lucky that my legs are the right length to actually reach and press the heels into the hull, holding onto the hands and then folding over the legs, creating some length, breathing in, and then exhale, folding. Always trying to honor my body, not round the spine too much there. I can actually see that I need to press my sit bones back a little bit more there. Keep breathing, relaxing. I'm adjusting. A few more breaths. And then slowly adjust out of your contortionist pose, taking your left foot and bringing it to the outside of the right knee, or the right leg to the outside of the left knee. My apologies there. So the left leg is straight, the right foot's on the outside of the left knee. We're reaching the torso forward and we're wrapping around the knee. And we're turning from the belly, broadening through the chest, looking over the shoulder. I always seem to get my left and right confused when I'm getting near the end of class. And twists and turns are always a way to confuse. Keep breathing, creating that beautiful length. Maybe twist a little deeper if you have a little bit more opening as you reach towards the sky and you open up a little more. A few more breaths. Just relax into the pose. Keep holding you a little bit deeper in this pose, a little bit longer. Keep breathing, relaxing. And then unfold out of the pose, straightening through the legs, changing sides. This time the left foot is on the outside of the right knee. And if I confused you before and you went the other way, you just do what your body needs. Reaching the torso forward and wrapping the arm around the knee. And turning and looking over the left shoulder. Keep breathing, relaxing. Remembering to create some length, moving the whole spine, whole crown of the head up towards the sky. And exhale, twisting a little deeper. Breathe, relax. To our Adho Matsyendrasana pose. Keep thinking of kind thoughts to your body, peaceful thoughts, love and light. Feel how wonderful it is to twist your spine. Feel a release. And unfold out of the pose. And let's just sit comfortably any way you choose, cross-legged, any way you want. Close down the eyes. Appreciate your body for all it's just achieved in the practice. Use the flow of your breath as a mantra. Simply focus on the soothing hum of your inhale and exhale. Inhale deeply and exhale through an open mouth. Release your jaw, release the tension in your face, release whatever has been building up in your body. If you feel the need to release sounds while exhaling, do it. And follow your body's lead. It knows what will heal you. Focus on the ocean-like sound of your breath. Close your eyes, think of nothing else. Then open the eyes and lie down onto your back for Savasana, the final pose today. Place your hand on your stomach and feel the rise and fall of your core. Allow your breath to be fluid. Allow your mind to be fluid and rest. Releasing both hands to either side of the body. Allowing the feet and legs, the core, the back body, the front body, all to be relaxed, sinking deep towards the ocean beneath or earth beneath. Shoulders, arms, elbows, lower arms, hands and wrists, all relaxed. Fingertips, crown of the head. Maybe release the head up and place it back down, making sure that the neck, crown of the head, spine is all in one line. Remembering the nature of yoga is to shine the light of awareness into the darkness of corners of all the body. Yoga is bringing suppleness in the body, calmness in the mind, kindness in the heart, and awareness in life. I am a soul of love. Say these words to yourself. I am a soul of love, a heart of peace, a mind of stillness, a being of light. Rest deeply in this beautiful posture. Remembering not to plan your day. slowly start to move your fingers and your toes. But stay resting in this comfortable position in Savasana. Our bliss acronym, Beautiful Living, is super simple. Relax and breathe and open to receive. Observe the simple pleasures of the belly rising when we inhale in, falling when we breathe out. In the area of the lower ribs and backs, we have our adrenal glands, a source of stress and competition. Relax the lower back area, like lying in a hammock. Release old patterns in your emotional body. Less thinking, more sinking, more ease and flow. You're in touch with you. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day or evening wherever you are in the world. Be well. In your own time, roll over onto the right side of your body and come back up into your seated position. Have a lovely day or evening. Namaste.